I'm interrupting our normal lessons to respond to a question from a subscriber. Kumusta po kayo? Welcome back. A subscriber, James, wants me to do a video on Tagalog ligatures. You know, those linking words that connect two words in Tagalog. They are called ligatures. So James, this video is dedicated to responding to your request. Fair warning, I have already talked about ligatures in episodes 18 and 19. Well, at least the basics. In this video, I will explain the wider uses of Tagalog ligatures. So, sit back, chill, and let's learn. Tara, simulan na natin. Ligatures are also called linkers or pang-angkop in Tagalog. In my earlier videos on ligatures, I explained that they are used to connect a noun and an adjective, and that there are three types of ligatures, and that they are connected at the end of the first word. Here's our table to guide you. For words ending in a consonant but not the letter N, the ligature is na. For words ending in a vowel, the ligature is nang, which is connected to that word. And for words ending in the letter N, the ligature is G, which is also connected to that word. So, let's try the first instance when to use ligatures. When modifying a noun with an adjective. Here are some examples. Ang bahay plus maganda. Since bahay ends in a consonant, the ligature is na. Ang bahay na maganda. The beautiful house. Ang bata plus matangkad. Since bata ends in a vowel, then the ligature is nang and is connected with that word. Ang batang matangkad. The tall child. Ang kaibigan plus maawain. Kaibigan ends with the letter N, so the ligature is G, producing the ang sound. Ang kaibigang maawain. The merciful friend. Got it? Let's have some more examples. Ang daang matuwid. The straight road or the straight path. Ang kotseng magara. The fancy car. Ang barbell na magaan. The light barbell. By now, you should know that the Tagalog sentence structure and word order is flexible. We can flip the word order. Like for example, ang magandang bahay. The beautiful house. Ang matangkad na bata. The tall child. Ang maawaing kaibigan. The merciful friend. Ang matuwid na daan. The straight road or the straight path. Ang magarang kotse. The fancy car. Ang magaang barbell. The light barbell. So, the letter at the end of the word dictates what ligature to use. But what about words that ends in nang, like maanghang, spicy? Well, the ligature to use is na, because maanghang ends with the letter NG. Remember, in Filipino alphabet, NG or nang is also a letter. Let's try. Ang maanghang na pagkain. The spicy food. Ang magalang na lalaki. The respectful man. Ang makinang na ginto. The shiny gold. Ang mangmang na tao. The illiterate person. Ang matabang na sopas. The bland soup. The method of connecting ligatures also applies to names of people. Let's take a look at these examples. Si Tess na mabait, kind Tess. Remember, si is the case marker for names of people. Moving on. Si Maring mayaman, rich Marie. Si Antong matalino, smart Anton. we can flip the word order into ang mabait na si Tess, kind Tess. Ang mayamang si Marie, rich Marie. Ang matalinong si Anton, smart Anton. Ayos ba? That's just the first use of ligatures. There are more, so let's move on. The second use is with possessive pronouns describing the ownership of something. If you still remember the lesson on personal pronouns, you'd remember that Tagalog has three main groups of personal pronouns. While they can be used in multiple ways, groups 2 and 3 pronouns have possessive nature in them. Let's use ligatures with group 2 personal pronouns to connect someone to something that someone owns. They are the ones we use ligatures with. Like for example, ang bahay kong maganda, my beautiful house. Ang anak nating masunurin, our obedient child. Ang bayan naming tahimik, our quiet town. Ang aso mong mataba, your fat dog. Ang bakasyon ninyong masarap, your pleasurable vacation. Ang kaarawan niyang masaya, his or her happy birthday. Ang kwento nilang nakakatuwa, their delightful story. Again, we can flip the word order to these. Ang maganda kong bahay, my beautiful house. Ang masunurin nating anak, our obedient child. Ang tahimik naming bayan, our quiet town. Ang mataba mong aso, your fat dog. Ang masarap ninyong bakasyon, your pleasurable vacation. Ang masaya niyang kaarawan, his or her happy birthday. Ang nakakatuwa nilang kwento, their delightful story. Like I said, we have two forms of possessive pronouns in Tagalog. Now, let's use ligatures with group 3 pronouns to connect someone to something that someone owns. Here are some examples. Ang aking bahay, my house. Ang ating anak, our child. Ang aming bayan, our town or our country. Ang iyong aso, your dog. Ang inyong bakasyon, your vacation. Ang kaniyang kaarawan, his or her birthday. Ang kanilang kwento, their story. We can expand these phrases into more complete sentences. Watch the rest of the ligatures. Ang aking bahay na maganda, my beautiful house. Ang ating anak na masunurin, our obedient child. Ang aming bayang tahimik, our quiet town. Ang iyong asong mataba, your fat dog. Ang inyong bakasyong masarap, your pleasurable vacation. Ang kaniyang kaarawang masaya, his or her happy birthday. Ang kanilang kwentong nakakatuwa, their delightful story. Ayos ba? If you got confused with personal pronouns, you may check out the playlist on personal pronouns. You will find a ton of videos explaining the different personal pronouns in Tagalog. Now, still on the topic of describing ownership of something, we also use ligatures with names of people. We do this together with the oblique marker kay. Here are some examples. Kay Antong bahay, Anton's house. Kay Maring kotse, Marie's car. Kay Tess na libro, Tess's book. You can expand these into more complete sentences like, Kay Antong bahay ito. This is Anton's house. Kay Maring kotse iyan. That is Marie's car. Kay Tess na libro iyon. That over there is Tess's book. The next use of ligatures is with group 2 personal pronouns together with pseudo verbs performing an infinitive verb. Pseudo-verbs are root words that function like verbs. They are normally paired with group 2 personal pronouns. Here are some examples. Gusto kong kumain. I want to eat. Ayaw nating mamalimos. We don't want to beg. Kailangan naming umalis. We need to leave. Pwede mong gawin. You can do or you can do it. Dapat ninyong isipin. You also think. Kaya niyang mag-isa. He or she can be alone. Gusto nilang sumali. They want to join. There are more uses of ligatures, including with verbs acting as adjectives. For example, ang kumakantang lalaki, the singing man. Ang sumasayaw na babae, the dancing lady. Ang tumatalong bata, the jumping child. Ang tumatakbong atleta, the running athlete. Ang gumagapang na sundalo, the crawling soldier. You can also use ligatures on adverbs that modify adjectives. For example, talagang maganda, really beautiful. Sobrang masama, too evil. Pinakang kuripot, most stingy. Palaging masungit, always grouchy. Minsang makita, seldom seen. And lastly, you can use ligatures on adverbs modifying verbs. Take a look at these. Palaging umiiyak, cries often. Mabilis na tumatakbo, running fast. Mabagal na lumalakad, walking slowly. Magandang kumanta, sings beautifully. Bihirang lumabas, goes out seldomly. Mahinang magsalita, talks weakly or talks softly. Madalas na uminom, drinks frequently. So James, we have discovered Tagalog ligatures and their common uses. I hope you find this video informative and helpful in your journey in learning Tagalog. There are more uses of ligatures like with verbs in more complex sentences, but that's a subject for another day. I will be seeing you again soon, but not before you hit the like button because that will help in growing this channel. Maraming salamat po at hanggang sa susunod.